Okay, this morning I'm going to do hopefully a quick video. This might take a little bit of time to kind of bumble through, but wanted to bring it to attention an issue we've been having with Cadimage windows lately. I did hear back from Cadimage on a possible solution or a workaround rather. So you can see hopefully here in this screenshot, or the screen recording rather, in the Cadimage window, I've got a gap here between my mullion and this frame, the mullion and that frame. There's a gap here between the inner frame, or the sash rather, and the main frame, and the glazing and the main frame. So just these gaps start to appear in the Cadimage windows. So what I heard from Cadimage was that the preferred solution for this is to uncheck this mullion size differs option. Now you can see what that does is it unifies all of the mullion widths here, the B, C, and D to be uniform, which is obviously not going to be what we want. We get big chunky mullions here and here, and that's not at all the look that we're going for. You can see here that just undoing that causes all sorts of issues. So obviously, like, neither option is going to be acceptable for what we need to do for our models. So I have a third solution here. It's an unfortunate one, but it's one that we might have to roll with. So in this case, I'm going to, bear with me for a second here. I'm going to copy this over. I'm going to right click and convert this window to a morph. We'll say okay there. And now I can take that morph and lay it flat like this. And now from here, if I hit show in floor plan, shift F2, I can take my marquee tool and I can adjust this so that it fits properly. It looks like we're upside down here. Oh, you know what? The window opening also sticks around, so that's what's going on there. We do want to make sure that we are orientated correctly here, so let's go ahead and pull that up. And we'll continue to clean this up. Bear with me while I deal with the fact that you've got to watch me draft here in this recording. And it looks like one more here. Okay, so we've got our window all dialed in the way that we want it. This is what we want to see in our window element. We can also take a morph line, because custom morphs, and more particularly anything where we're saving a custom sash, is not going to include the opening lines. This isn't necessarily a solution for tying into model view options and hiding things, but we can technically show the opening lines. There's no option to hide them. They are part of the model. They won't translate through to Twinmotion though, so it's not an issue with our rendering, because Twinmotion won't recognize basic vectors, or if it does, they're going to be very kind of hidden and buried. We might have to, they are going to show in 3D in ArchiCAD though. We might have to put them on either side of the window. So here I've got one here and one here, and you notice that they're solid in 3D. There is no 3D line option, so you'd have to actually break that into individual morph segments if you wanted to show it dashed in 3D. Again, that's totally optional. You could hide those elements if you didn't want to see them. So now we've got our window layout the way we want to see it. We could select that. We can go File, Libraries and Objects, Save Selection as Window Sash. And I'm just going to call this Custom Sash. Usually I would even give the size of it. I forgot to measure what size that was. We'll just say it's 10 by 10. That way you know sort of what proportions it needs to fit, so it's not stretching and distorting. You would have to have a custom sash for every window. If this was resized to fit another window, all of your sashes, your mullions, frames are all going to distort. So we'll go ahead and say save here. Excuse me. And okay, Now there are some pitfalls to this, so we'll just kind of go through that. If we come into the window here, and we'll go to our glazing panel layout. Oh, I see, those are supposed to be awnings. Anyway, you get the idea. You could obviously adjust that accordingly. So we can adjust that, and we can say that it's a fixed pane, and we can go into our sash settings. Oh wait, it is right here, custom sash. So custom sash 10 by 10 is right there. And what we're gonna see is that window now shows up like that. One of the downsides is that the window doesn't show up with all of its mullions and floor plan. It doesn't recognize those mullions. So if we look at that here, there may be ways that we could say show projected with overhead. That can show the actual mullion dimensions a little bit better. You do have to be very careful that you're modeling it the way that you intend it to be shown. So I assume that this was derived from that exact sash layout and configuration. Other sort of downsides are that because it is just a single sash, there's no way to open these windows. Now you could technically save a custom sash with them already open and use things like design options to toggle back and forth between the two. You also don't have model view options to turn off or on the opening lines, so those either have to be modeled with morph lines or drafted over the elevation with 2D polylines. So a few different issues and problems with having a custom sash as an entire window configuration. Anyway, this is just one possible solution that might get around those sort of issues of dealing with the window that either has gaps between the glass and the mullions or has incorrect mullion sizes.